Good evening, everyone, and welcome to part 3 of the Look Finance SEQFC Preview Show, with thanks to our good friends at Vilic Law. I'm Darren Lutton, and this is, of course, the Women's Show and the Sunshine Coast Show. So we've got 3 guests this evening. He's back again, Kev Alderdice. Kev, how are you, my very good friend?
Good, thanks, Darren.
Excellent. We've got Liz Ridley, manager of the Ipswich City Bulls. How are you going, Liz?
Thanks.
Excellent. And our special guest this week is the coach of the Capalaba Bulldogs NPLW team, Skie, Hano, Hanifin. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Very well, thank you. All right. Hano, we'll start with you. As I just mentioned to you before we've gone to air here, this ladder at the top's really tightening up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's fascinating. 4 points between first and fourth. Of course, Gold Coast United on top of the league have got a game in hand. But you guys, after a really inconsistent start of the season, I started to write you guys off, but you've come good. And what is it, 6 on the trot now?
5 at the moment. Hopefully 6 after this weekend.
All right. So what do you put the resurgence down to?
Well, there's a lot of new girls that come into the squad, obviously, and obviously new head coach and new assistant coach, and so it was all fairly new, and I knew what I wanted to get out of it, and I still know what I want to get out of it. But it took a while for the girls to come together, I think, and trust each other and the processes. I think that's come into shape now, so it's looking good.
Okay, this is of course your first season at Capalaba. What changes did you have to make to get everything going in the direction that you wanted it to?
They had a good squad last year. Obviously, I think they finished 5th last year, and when they offered me the job, they made it pretty clear that they wanted to push on from that and sit inside the top 2. And I still think that's possible. Obviously, where we are at the moment, and with how many games we've got to go, we can achieve that. But obviously, we needed to strengthen the squad and make some changes, and I think it's come along quite nicely since like you just said, the inconsistency from the first couple of games, and really starting to hit our straps now. So it's good.
And you got Ali Schaefer back.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it's a pretty funny story. I tried to get her at the start of the year, and she told me to bugger off. She's retired and doesn't want to do it anymore, and then hadn't heard from her in months. And then she said, "Can I come to a session?" And I said, "Oh, if you come to the session, you have to sign. I'll bring the pen." And she just come along, and she was great. Coming in so late in the season, she wasn't worried about game time. Just wanted to be around the girls, but the athlete she is, she's made herself into the starting squad now, and it's going really well. So it's good. Excellent.
All right, let's have a quick look at the weekend's results. Logan had a pretty important win over Eastern Suburbs, 3-1. Lions 2-0 over Mitchie. Gold Coast United 1-0 over QAS. I'd be pretty encouraged for QAS by that result. Southwest Queensland Thunder had the big win, 4-1 over Moreton Bay United after we talked up Moreton Bay last week. And then, of course, Capalaba, the big 2-0 win over the Gap. Tell us about that game, Hano.
Oh, it was good. It's obviously me and Gary are always have good encounters. And I don't know if you remember last year, the one we had at the Gap, we just got up 3-2 there when I was at Moreton Bay. And I think we both try and play a similar style of football, and weekend's game was really good. It was obviously our first clean sheet for the season, and I think like I said previously, we're really starting to hit our straps now. We probably should have scored a few more, but I need to work on finishing this week, and not that we have been working on finishing at all. Just ask Steph Laceman and a couple of the strikers. We've been heavily concentrating on defensive shape and midfield shape, and I've left the forwards out to dry, to be fair. So.
Sure thing. You've moved up into 4th place, 8 wins, 3 losses. And that result was really important for getting you in the top 4. Of course, you've ensured that the Gap remain in 5th place with a 5-point buffer now. Let's go to this weekend's matches, and I'll just get your take on some of them. The Gap against Southwest Queensland Thunder, you'd expect the Gap to win that one comfortably. Logan Lightning against Moreton Bay, again another home result expected there. Lions against Souths United. I haven't seen Souths this season, Hano. What's going on with them?
They're good enough to beat us 1-0. I think, they're a good young team. Obviously, Gary's, he's moved on a lot of players, or a lot of players have moved on from there, and he's gone with a really young group and brought in a couple of girls from down the Gold Coast and so forth. And yeah, they're a good side. They got a new keeper and a relatively new team, I reckon. But yeah, they just fight for each other, and it's always hard to go there and get points. But I think they're better at home. But yeah, they're just a good young side that is going to play football for 90 minutes, being so young. So,
do you think Lions will get the job done comfortably there?
I wouldn't say comfortably. I mean, I don't think Lions are playing their best football at the moment. So yeah, I wouldn't say comfortably. I think I'd expect South to give them a show. I would say that Lions will win, but I wouldn't say comfortably. I'm assuming that South will give them a good game. So
okay. Gold Coast United are hosting Eastern Suburbs. Easts have just lost a couple of really important games lately.
Yeah, I think they lost a couple of important players through injury and so forth as well, and you could really tell that last week. I think, Zoe Lambie didn't play last week, and that killed him through the midfield. And is it down at Gold Coast, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. I'd probably suggest the Gold Coast win there pretty comfortably with the players that are missing from East, unfortunately. But Gold Coast are one of those teams at home. I don't think they've been beaten at home, but it's so hard to go down there and win. So, yeah, Gold Coast pretty easy there.
Yeah, they've only dropped 2 points so far, 9 wins and a draw. So, they are definitely the team to beat. And talking to Alex last week, it was it's just, I mean, I love Lions. They're a fantastic club, but it's great to see just a new name at the top of the ladder.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, no disrespect to Lions. I mean, they'll be happy with where they are, not playing their best football, that's for sure. But they lost a couple on the trot, and now I think other teams are aware they can be beaten. And if you do your research, they can certainly be beaten. And yeah, like you said, it's so close, that top four, and it's a really good competition this year. So.
Of course, you're taking on Football Queensland QAS on Sunday at home. What are you expecting?
I expect us to win, but from them, obviously they're very structured, and can we break the structure down and score? I guess is the plan. Like I said, they play extremely structured football. We need to break that down, and I'm sure they've been watching a lot of our games and have a clue how we play as well. So it should be it's always good coming up against them. I like playing, football teams that try and play out from the back, and can we break that down? And it challenges us as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, looking forward to it.
Excellent. All right, stick around, Hano. We'll run through some of the other competitions, and maybe we'll have a bit more of a chat at the end.
Will do.
But let's get to you now, Kev, and have a look at the McDonald's Premier Men's competition for the Sunshine Coast on the weekend. And we saw Noosa continue their winning ways against the Snakies.
They were pretty good. It was 1-1 at the break, but they scored some great goals at the end. Sean McMillan, he got 2, and Addy Brader right at the end. Our keeper, I defined a keeper. It was just, there were 2 great finishes. We sort of ran out of legs a bit at the end because they had the ball for about 70% of the time, and you know how hard it is to chase the ball. So I'm sticking with them. They're still the team to beat for sure.
Yes, and you've been pretty consistent on that. And their cause for the title was certainly helped when Caloundra and Maroochydore shared the points.
Yeah. I've got a really good story about that. The goalkeeper was a bloke called Tim Cornthwaite. Now, Tim, he came on for the last 60 minutes against us after being out for 2.5 years with vertebrae in his neck injured. He was in a halo for 6 months. And he's come back, and I was talking to Ethan Galbraith, the Caloundra striker, and he said Tim had an absolute blinder. So I don't care who you support up there, that's just great news. And he added pressure. His coach is his father-in-law. So that adds a bit more pressure as well. But no, it was great to see, Tim back playing football. He's a really good keeper, one of the best on the coast for sure. But that did help Noosa. They'd have been go on the draw for sure.
Excellent. That's a great story. And Kawana beat Gympie United.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at that result. Kawana have 1-2 on the bounce now. The young fellas are starting to get together, but the scoreline, Josh Aldos got 4. And, I watched the highlights of that game. Rawsauce Creative Studio were at that game. and some of the Gympie defending was for at home. It was poor. Even Kyle Nick said it's poor, and that's what they got beat 6-1.
Yeah.
Down 4-0 after 20 minutes.
I'm going to unleash you now, Kev. Coolum FC, Nambour Yandina. I don't see a score.
There's no
Any
score
reason
because
why?
there's no score because there's no bloody game. Coolum have pulled out of the Premier League and are allowed to play reserves when they could have just as easily continued to play Premier League, and Mulaney could have buddied up and been their reserves. I didn't see the reasoning behind that. They've adjusted the league. But as I said, they allowed the Golden Boot goals to stand, and that's caused controversy for a start. But it's not great for Coolum. It's not great for the league to have that happen. But it is what it is, and we just have to move on.
So I take it all their matches have been stripped from the record. Is that right?
That's correct. So they, by virtue of not finishing the season, have got the wooden spoon. Because if you have a horse race and a horse fails to finish, that's the horse that runs last. So,
Yeah, sure.
you know, that's in case we finish ninth. In case one by finish ninth, I thought it is. Get that out the road early. I think we'll do better than ninth.
So with that occurring, Noosa FC have a 4-point lead over BWA Glasshouse. At this stage, you'd probably think it's a race in two now, isn't it? You have been mentioning that for a while.
Yeah, it is a race in two now. Definitely. BG's had to cool their heels and hoping that we could get something out of the Noosa game. But 4 points, that's like 2 results, isn't it? You know, they had a 4-4 draw last time they played, which wasn't too bad.
All right, let's have a look at this weekend's fixtures. So, as we just mentioned, BG's, they'll need to keep it up. They're taking on Maroochydore.
Yeah, I've actually picked Maroochy in that one. I think they'll go down there and get the job done. They've got, like I said, Tim Cornthwaite's now. He is. That's why they struggled the last couple of years, even without him. He really gives him back for confidence because he is so good, and apparently he was really good against Calander. And I think with the strikers that got up front, John O'Tyson's banging them in, and I think I'll get them. I think Noosa they'll become Noosa's best friend because I think they'll beat BG's.
Okay. Noosa are, of course, taking on Nambour Yandina. Butterham are hosting Kawana, and Caloundra are facing your Snakies. All these games are on 6 o'clock Saturday night. Is that right?
Always, yeah. 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock Saturday night, yeah. It's been like that for years.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think they like to go surfing up here on a Sunday, so they get all the games on a Saturday.
Fair enough. All right, let's quickly have a look here at the McDonald's Premier Women competition. We've got Maroochydore very comfortably on top now with a 5-point buffer over Nambour Yandina. Any of the results on the weekend stick out for you, Kev?
I thought Gympie did a good job against Nambour Yandina. They finished 4-2. Kiara Rich-Valsky, she got a couple. I think it's put away the glasses as far as Maroochydore are concerned. They've just got so many attacking weapons all over the park. Well, we found that out, but you know our story. Yeah.
Scoreline.
No, hey, they did their best, and one of our favourite daughters, they turned out against us, and she got 5. That's the way it goes. Rail Avery, yeah, but that's the way it goes. Yeah, Beaver Glasshouse beating Caloundra. That's a good result for BG's down there. Yeah, but it's a race. I'll tell you now, it's a race in one. It's a race in one. Yeah.
So expect Maroochydore to struggle to actually BWA Glasshouse to struggle against Maroochydore this weekend.
I picked Maroochydore. I think they'll get them by 2 or 3. Like BG's has something to say about it, but I just think they will get them by 2 or 3.
Right. Caloundra are hosting Gympie United, and Woombye are hosting Nambour Yandina.
That's right.
All right, Les.
Yo.
Let's let's have a look at the BPL competition. And how happy were you after the weekend?
Just a little bit happy. I think the girls are still celebrating. The smiles are still on their faces, that's for sure.
Of course, that's because you had a massive 4-1 win over Peninsula Power, which puts you girls now top.
Well, no, we sit second. Penn Power still got one game. We've still got a match in hand, and Penn Power haven't had their bye yet. So there's only 3 points in it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're biting at their heels, that's for definitely sure, and we'd be hoping that Coomera knock them this week as well. If Coomera can get some strength there and take Penn this week as well, that would be great for us.
Okay. Some big results from the weekend. Annalie beating Virginia and UFC win over the Lakes.
Yeah, UQ Lakes I was thinking was going to be a bit closer. So that was interesting, the 3-0 win. Virginia Annalie, that would have been a nice tight fight. I actually was talking with Costa and Greg, the two coaches, on Sunday. They came out to our game and I've hit them up to do some match reporting for me. I said, but I don't expect you to do it on last week's, seeing as you played each other. So, no, they said it was both. Neither of them could say it was either side was stronger or weaker. They said it was a really good game. So, yeah. Grange, AC, yeah, that could have been closer too because that was the wooden spoon game. Robino Coomera, though, 1-1. Archie predicted it was going to be close and he was spot on the money, Jimmy. So, yeah, but best game of the weekend was definitely Bulls and Penn. It wasn't an easy win, I'll give it that. The first half was very tough. It was 1-0 half-time, and the girls just picked up the pace in the second half. Frazzled a few of their girls.
Got stampeded by the Bulls.
Got a bit fiery, but yeah, we just got that second goal and then that was it. The girls just bang bang. So it was good. It was the nice passing around, good field, good multiple people involved in it. So great passing, great team play, and they never took their foot off the pedal.
Right. Now, you're, of course, travelling to AC Carina this weekend. I would expect another victory for you there.
As much as I like Jake and the girls, I'm hoping so.
All right. And UQFC against Virginia United. That's looks to me to be a match of the weekend.
Yeah, I think that one will be close. It could be. It could help if Virginia get over AC Carina. Will help Virginia's hopes because they're sitting on 9 and UQ is sitting on 12. So that'll bring them back up into the table, up into the top 4 as well. So, because you've got Annalie and Virginia both sitting on 9, just goal difference separating them. Then Coomera on 10, UQ on 12, us on 15, and Penn Power on 18. Penn Power is the only one left to have a bye of the top 6. So it's getting very tight up the top there. So Virginia, I think Virginia will be fighting to knock UQ this weekend to get them up there, to bring them up level with them. Makes a nice tight finish to the end. I did say at the beginning of the season, I think this year's going to come down to goal difference.
Okay. Interesting. I wanted to give a shout out to Annie Evans last week and neglected to do so, but it's great seeing her in the BWPL, charging down the left-hand side there for Virginia United. And Hano may remember her from the NPLW. She was, who did she play for? She played for Peninsula Power, and was she with you as well, Hano?
Was she a Mitchie?
Mitchie. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, great to see her on the pitch again and, doing good things for Costa's team. All right, so we've got Annalie up against Grange Thistle.
Yep.
Should Annalie come away with that one comfortably, Liz?
Yeah, I think Annalie will come away with the points there.
Penn Power Coomera.
That'll be close. I think Coomera will be fighting to knock Penn Power off, but then Penn Power will come back fighting after losing to us. So, no. Anyway.
And we, of course, have another Gold Coast derby with Rabina hosting Broadbeach.
That could be a good game too. No, Broadbeach were pretty good with us. We just got over them on the end, but, I think it was more a fitness thing for Broadbeach, that game. And if you picked up their fitness in the last 3 or 4 weeks, they could be pushing with Rabina. It could be another close game like UQ and Virginia. So I would expect Robina to get over Broadbeach, and I would expect Penpower to get over Coomera. But Coomera have been hot and cold. I've had word apparently a couple of their girls have pulled. They've lost 3 this week apparently, in reserve grade and topside. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on down there.
All right. Now, Liz, of course, we saw a day or two ago your club put out a statement regarding the COVID situation in the area. Is there any issues with your games going ahead this weekend?
Not that I'm aware of. Football Brisbane actually praised us for our quick, smart action. I was actually training when the message came through from my son's school. So I immediately walked in and there was an exec meeting on, told the execs, I'm leaving. By the way, this is the statement. I'll email it to you. We then did a phone conference and it was pretty much, let's just shut it down. We sat down, did the numbers and went, we've got too many kids that go to St Eddie's, which is an all-boys school. We also have an adjoining school, St Mary's, which is all girls. A lot of those kids intermingle. And then you just don't know how many kids have siblings in the younger ages that come to the club but don't play soccer. So we took it upon ourselves to say, no, let's just close down for 2 days while they do the trace contact and protect all our members in our community. So we did that, and Football Brisbane has praised us. Last I heard from the committee, games were still going ahead this weekend. Football Brisbane was happy with the way we dealt with it.
Right. Hano, with Capalaba this season, have you guys done anything differently with regarding COVID and your training methods and social distancing? It's hard, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, obviously, it was a nightmare of a period for everyone there for a couple of months. We went back to 2 nights a week and obviously, there were stations for the hand sanitizer, all that sort of stuff. Obviously, there were, a month there or so of non-contact or maybe a bit longer of non-contact and, trying to keep the girls, active and not repetition with no contact is very difficult for.
Agree.
Got through and out the other side now, and hopefully we're seeing and just keep playing football. So
Yeah,
it's interesting. What you were
with
saying, Liz, about how you were saying that come down to a goal difference.
Sorry, I can't hear you properly.
I was just saying it's very interesting how you said at the start of the year, you just commented and said that you think that your competition I think it's going to be the same with us, and I don't know whether it's just because of the COVID thing or I can't remember it being this close, Darren, in years.
No, I can't remember it being this. I mean, 2 years ago it was close in the top 3, but not close in the top 6.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it does have to do with COVID. Players that didn't come back. There's been a lot of player changes across different teams, different leagues even. Some of the NPL girls have come back to BPL. Some BPL girls have gone up to NPL.
Yeah.
A lot of them have switched around a lot. And I think for us it's been good. We've actually strengthened. We lost a few, we gained a few. But I think after round 3, in my head, I said to Archie, I think we just need to take every game to the end because this could come down to goal difference at the end of it. And watching the table and the way it's going, I mean, we're probably lucky in the fact that we've got Gordo as our keeper. She's only conceded 1 goal all season, and that was last weekend. So we've only let 1 goal in this year. So we've been really lucky with the goal differences in that respect. But if we can keep pushing forward, there were some big numbers in the first few weeks from Penpower and Coomera and that. So we just need to keep in touch with that because I think once we get to the tail end, it could come down to a race of 4 all sitting on the same thing. Hey, I hope that we don't lose one, but, you never know.
Yeah.
So I think with the whole COVID thing too, I think it's changed the way a lot of people look at the game, come to the game. I mean, I noticed the crowds for the juniors even have dropped off.
Yeah.
A lot of parents are still only one parent's coming. You want them all there, but I think parents, the community in itself is going, maybe we need to do our own bit. We've probably gone over and above at our club. We've fenced the whole club in portable fencing. So there's only 1 access point in, 1 access point out. Our change rooms are closed. But everyone signs in if you come from an away club or you're a visitor. Players, of course, are on match sheets. So we've got that record. But we sanitise every benches, or we even sanitise the fencing behind Penn Power on the weekend because we gave them a whole segregated area to themselves and directed all the traffic to go around the other side of the park away from them, just to give them that bit of safety with all the COVID. You go in and out after every game and we're sanitising benches, there's sanitiser everywhere. We're trying to do as much as we can. People are starting to get over it, but they're still doing it. They still understand when you say, hey, you need to sign in. And I hate to say it, but I think we're going to be like this for a long time to come. So,
last Hano. Here he comes. He's coming back.
It's just, all the clubs need to stay vigilant. Yes, it's annoying, but you need to stay vigilant so we can come out the other end of this and go back to what's some sort of normality.
Just got to be fortunate it's not like Melbourne, I guess.
That's totally.
Yeah.
Well, they get another 22 today or something?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And just imagine it, all the club AGMs last year, and people thought, oh, yeah, I'll have a crack at being president.
Yeah.
Who would have thought we would have had to have put in new staffing? Oh, there's now a COVID officer, and there's now this, and now with that. Oh, yes.
Well, now they need to be pandemic experts.
Yeah, the volunteers list grew. The volunteers didn't, but the list did.
Yeah.
There was a really good thing actually on Sky News. I saw it pop up. A gentleman was talking about COVID-affected clubs and how a lot of the clubs are finding their volunteers aren't coming back, and they're struggling with that because of their own, especially in Victoria. They were talking about clubs closing down, a lot of clubs not returning. Like I know Ipswich netball's not on, rugby league's not on. So those clubs and their financial positions and how they've decided to stop for the season. I think that we're lucky in the fact that we've been able to continue, even if it is a short season. It keeps everyone active and involved in the game, whereas I think those clubs that have closed down are going to find it hard maybe to get some of their players back.
How many games have you got, Liz? 11?
It's 11 rounds, yeah. No finals, don't get me started.
Yeah. We got 20 up here. The girls still playing 20 rounds.
Yeah, see,
no finals. Not that it'll worry us, but no final.
We can't understand why you can't go, okay, let's do one midweek, you do your semi-finals, finals the following weekend and we're done. Just add one more week on. I'm not Football Brisbane.
Organiser friendly.
Organiser friendly with the top four, you reckon?
Yeah.
Wonder who turns up.
All right, we might leave it there. That's part 3 of this week's Look Finance SEQFC Preview Show with thanks to Vilic Law. Hano, fantastic to have you with us this evening. Good luck with the season, and I'll never doubt you guys again.
I'll show everyone the text from about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think you were the man that started our run, actually. So thanks for that.
There you go.
Thanks for having me on.
Here to inspire.
Champion. Thanks, Darren.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you all next week.
Bye.